Hi, happy you found your way here. In this video, I'd like to give you exclusive insights into the upcoming new chapter about application data caching in my Udemy course about cloud-native microservices with Quarkus. I'm happy to grant early access to you to one of the new lessons. I will release the new content in the second half of October and already hope that you will enjoy the content. If you haven't subscribed yet, but also want to benefit from what Quarkus can do for you, please find an exclusive coupon in the description below. I want to say thank you for choosing my course, and I wish you a smooth learning journey. In this lesson, I will show you how to set up caching in Quarkus. The ability of caching does not ship with Quarkus Core, so you first need to add another extension to the project. I will use the Quarkus CLI to search for extensions with cache in their names. Remember to do this outside of the Quarkus project, since Quarkus will otherwise only search for extensions already used in this project. Quarkus should then find an extension called Quarkus Cache, which you can then add as an extension to your project. This extension enables you to use caching in your application and already ships with a caching provider, so you are already set after adding this extension. With this preparation, let's now navigate back to the fetching of the menu from the SmartBar backoffice. As Bob, as the SmartBar backoffice admin, shouldn't edit the menu very often during the opening hours of the bar, there is no need to fetch it in the context of each and every login request the order client handles. Additionally, speaking of performance, this fetching call is very expensive, though the menu, once fetched, is a perfect candidate for caching. I now want to show you how easy it is to cache the menu once fetched from the backoffice, so subsequent login requests can rely on that cached menu and no longer need to fetch the menu again. So here I am in the menu API client. You see this well-known method fetching the menu from the backoffice. Caching in Quarkus is done in context of a non-private method like this one and simply caches the returned value of that method. You enable caching simply by putting the annotation cache result on top of it. When doing so, you have to provide a cache name. You can choose whatever name you want here. Quarkus will create a cache for you on the fly, where the returned value will be stored after the method finishes. As the cache should store the menu, I name that cache menu cache, like so. So there are now two things to mention and to consider. The first one is the method signature. Quarkus Cache integrates seamlessly into the asynchronous non-blocking implementation style. In this example, the cache will store instances of API menu once fetched from the completion stage and not the completion stage object itself, of course. And second, caching works along with all fault tolerance mechanisms introduced in the last chapter. This can get a pitfall when using a fallback along with caching like I do here now. You should be aware that whenever your fault tolerance strategy results in a fallback, this fallback will also be cached. In my example here, the empty menu will be cached when fetching the menu from the backoffice isn't successful within 3 retries, each timing out after 100 milliseconds. So keep this in mind. For my showcase here, I'm therefore increase the timeout to 1 second for this reason. Perfect. That's already everything needed to set up caching for your application. You can now navigate back to your Swagger UI and perform another login request. The first request will now fetch the menu from the backoffice and store the result in the cache. Subsequent calls to the same annotated method will then result in cache hits. In this case, the method will not be executed again. Quarkus will instead return the cached value. You can prove that by shutting down the backoffice, for example. So far, the empty menu fallback was returned in that case. Now, with an already cached menu, the order client can cope with the downtime of the backoffice easily. When working in dev mode, like I do here, the cache extension ships with a nice dev service. When you navigate to your dev UI and browse your extensions, the cache extension provides you with a link to all available caches in real time. Not surprisingly, we currently have our single just created cache. Additionally, you can see that this cache stores a single entry so far. You can now look at the cache keys or clear the cache. We'll talk about cache keys in the next lesson. Let's try to clear the cache. When you now perform a login request, Quarkus will not hit the cache. Instead, it will try to fetch the menu from the backoffice, failing with the empty menu fallback since the backoffice is still down. Okay, now we need to talk about cache keys after taking another short break.